Hey guys, welcome. Today's class is going to focus on waking up our core. I think about this in yoga sometimes as more of a function and fashion type approach to core work, so that we are focusing more on these deep inner stabilizer muscles that we can really work to integrate everything so that it's more about supporting ourselves in everything else that we do throughout the day. So we can move from there in that place that feels really connected. So nothing really in particular need for props. We're going to start lying down on our backs. And once you get there, let's bend your knees, take your feet to your mat, take them about hip width apart, and just start to walk your heels in towards your sitting bones, however far they want to go. Rest your arms down by your sides, turn your palms down, and then just close your eyes. Take a few fuller breaths down into your belly. Nothing forced, nothing pushed. Just starting to feel that connection all the way down to the center. Right? We'll work as we always do when I want to focus on core. Where we often think about it is the six-pack muscles, but it's so much more than that. It's really this wrap all around your torso, right, of the muscles in the front, the side, and then even in through the back body, so we can get everything working together and integrated so that it feels really supported. Just let yourself settle into a rhythm of breath that feels comfortable and full and energizing for your practice today. We're just going to start out by moving with the breath. So go ahead, take a full exhale. And then with your inhale, lift your hips up. Bridge pose. It doesn't have to lift high. Listen to where your back is at. That often determines the amount of back bend. And then exhale slowly. Take the full length of your breath to lower back down. And just start to move with that. Press into your feet, particularly your heels as you lift your hips. Inhale. And then exhale, lower. Think one vertebra at a time. Good. With your breath, inhale to lift, right? Go just as slow. So you're taking full length of inhale and then full length of exhale. And see if you can bring your attention, inhale, to that place that feels like it's center for you. It doesn't necessarily mean front. It feels like where are you moving from? Let's take 3 more. Let the back of your head rest heavy and your shoulders drop back. Your breath rhythm might be a little different from where my cues are. Just listen to where that is for you today. And last one. And then when you're done, draw your knees into your chest. Give it a little rock side to side. And then you're going to stack your knees over your hips and bring your feet in line with your knees. So think about just like you're sitting in a chair, but lying down on your back. Right? Now start to lift up and in through your low belly. So think drawing your zipper up and in. And then the outer waistline to hug in. I think about this like the drawstring on the pants. Okay, keep your inner thighs squeezing in towards midline and bring your arms out to the side. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your knees over to the left. They might just come a few inches. They might come to hover down towards the mat, but they don't have to connect. Inhale from center, come back to middle, and then exhale to your right. So that bottom leg is going to want to drop down. Keep the inner thighs hugging in. And again, start to move with your breath. Inhale through center. Keep shoulders tacking back and down. Exhale to your left. Right? Feet flex, legs strong. Through center, inhale. Right? And just start to listen to your body. So again, you might come a couple inches to the right. You might come knees just to hover off the mat. It just depends on how your body, how your back's feeling today. Inhale through center. Exhale left. Through center, inhale, legs hugging in. Exhale to your right. Good. Come through middle. And then this time as you twist, come all the way over. Let your knees come down to your left. Right? Keep the legs engaged, hugging in. Keep your shoulders, especially your right shoulder, tacking back. And then see if you can roll your outer right hip away so you get a lot of length in that side core, right? The obliques. You start to make a little space there. We'll work some strength there later. Okay, with legs hugging in from center, come back to middle. And then over to your right. You might scoot your hips just a little bit to the left to let your hips stack. All right, keep legs hugging in, left shoulder dropping back. And then roll your left hip away from your lower ribs. It's not going to move a whole lot. You're just creating a little space there. It'd be nice to bring a little breath to that area. Right, and from midline, inhale, come back to center. Square your hips if they're not, and bring both feet down to your mat. Okay, now you're gonna stack right knee on top of left, just like you're sitting cross-legged. Right, so not ankle to knee, but knee on top of knee. And then bring your arms out wide, and from there, cross your right arm under your left, eagle arms. You can also do this with hands to shoulders. That feels like a better point for a lot of us, or you can wrap palms. Okay, and then bring your knees back up to stack over your hips like we just had. Flex your feet, right? And if this feels like a lot first thing in practice, choose just to do legs, right? You can release the arms. Okay, as you inhale, reach your fingertips behind you, drop your toes towards the mat. And then as you exhale, curl and round up, little ball, bring your elbows to your knees, or in that direction. Inhale, open up, right? Fingertips behind you, toes to your mat. And then exhale, coil in. Good. Let your breath lead the rhythm. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl and round up, drawing your chin towards your chest. Inhale, open. And then exhale, coil around in. Let's take one more. Inhale. And exhale, curl it in together. Okay, inhale, unwind, uncross your legs, and then just switch sides. So you can bring your feet down, cross left knee on top of right. Bring your arms out wide, inhale, and then left arm underneath. Yep, left arm underneath, right, exhale. Okay, stack your hips over your knees. Or keep that little inner leg squeeze, bringing attention into midline. You can start with feet flexed. And then inhale, reach your arms behind, drop your toes down. Exhale, lift your upper body. Think about lifting your hips as you coil in. Inhale. And then exhale, elbow to knee, chin towards chest. And just start to feel what's waking up, what's working, what's having to integrate to curl it together. Good. Inhale, open up. And then exhale, curl it in. Let's take two more. I think that'll be balanced on both sides. And last one. Good. And then release, unwind, give a little hug of your knees into your belly. You can take a little rock side to side. And then bring your hands by your thigh, behind your thighs, and just roll forward until your feet come to the mat. Okay, sit up tall. And then with your hands still behind your thighs, lift your shins up. Flex your feet. All right, and see if you can keep your chest lifting so you're not leaning all the way back to compensate there. And give that same little squeeze of your inner legs. Think about we keep bringing the energy into the midline where things feel really integrated. And then a couple options here, Navasana, boat pose. You can stay with your hands behind your thighs. That might feel really supportive early in practice. You can stretch your arms long, turn your palms up, or even start to bring your legs to or towards straight. Curl your toes back and lift your chest up towards your toes. Take a breath in. Good. And then exhale, cross right ankle in front of left. Bring your hands by your hips and just give a little lift of your hips up off the mat. So release for the hips in between. One more round. Shins parallel to the ground. Hands behind your thighs. Feet flexed. Stay here again, or hands reach with palms up. And or legs start to work towards straight. Sometimes that makes the upper body lean back. So think lift chest up and then curl your big toes back towards your forehead. Inhale. Good. Exhale, left ankle in front of right. Hands by your hips, give a little lift. And then lower all the way down. And we're going to rock back downward facing dog. All right, just take a moment to settle in. First down dog if you want to pedal out through your legs, or just take some deep knee bends. You can start to feel where your body's at this morning in this maybe familiar pose. And then as you come to stillness, find that connection to your hands and feet. And spread wide through your fingers, right? So lots of space between each finger. And then really root down into your fingertips. Press your hands down and forward, lengthen your hips up and back. So there's a lot of length here in your spine. Full breath in. Full breath out. The next inhale, nice and slow, slide forward like a wave through your spine. Come forward to plank, stack your shoulders over your wrists. Good, and then exhale, just as slow, reach up and back, down dog. Good, inhale, come forward, find a little rounding through your back. Your chin stays in towards your chest until you come forward, head is the last thing to arrive forward. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. One more time, slide forward, high plank. This time, hold. Make sure your shoulders are right over your wrists. Hips and shoulders are in line. We're working on that. And right, a nice variation here, you can always bring knees down to the mat if it feels like that's a little bit more supportive. You're still waking up the core, but just with a little bit more support of your legs. Okay, here as you root down through your fingertips, traction the heels of your hands back. Zip your low belly up. Hug your outer waist in. Plank. Simple, not easy, but simple and effective. Take one more breath in. And then with bent knees or straight legs, lower all the way down. Point your elbows straight back. Okay, hands by your sides again. Turn your palms down. Take a full breath out. Lift and tone through your low belly. And then as you inhale, lift up through head, chest, arms, right? So working again that whole circumference, wrap all around the torso. Exhale, lower down. Anchor down through the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. All right, think about like almost like a corset that wraps around your torso. All those stabilizing muscles. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. And bring your hands by your ribs, tuck your toes, stretch all the way up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath in, root down through your hands, full breath out. Okay, with that connection of your hands, inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Level off through your hips, right? So you can roll your inner left leg up. Take another full breath in here. And then as you exhale, just like we did before, slide forward, shoulders over wrists. This time bring your knee in towards your chest. Curl your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, stretch your leg all the way back. And then exhale again, slide forward, shoulders over wrists. Hug your knee in. Really hug your heel up. Inhale, lengthen back. And then one more time, exhale, come forward. Hug in, right? Think that little rounding in your back. And then this time, step your foot between your hands. And turn your back heel down, so you're in that heel to heel alignment. And then inhale, come all the way up, warrior two. And just take a moment, find that foundation, length of your stance front to back. Right, so you can get that good bend in your front knee, but your knee still stacked over your ankle. Right, it might even be a little bit behind, but let's not let it come forward. Arms out wide. Inhale, turn your front palm up, and then exhale, reverse, reach up and back. So let's, instead of taking hand down the thigh, just reach your hand behind you. Right, we're gonna work a little into the side body here, so have a little different flow. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, come forward like you're gonna come into side angle, but sweep your left arm around the front. Reach your top arm over. So you're asking the side body for support, right, to turn on. Inhale, sweep all the way back, reach back, reverse warrior. And then exhale, sweep your arm in front, left arm in front, right arm up and over. Good. Inhale, reach up and back. And then exhale, sweep left arm in front, right arm up and over. Good. Inhale, come back, warrior two. Exhale, circle your hands down to your mat. Step back, plank. All right, just take a moment to get that foundation, shoulders over wrist. Fingers spread wide. Press down into your fingertips. Take a look at your wrists. See if you can line up your wrists, the creases of your wrists, with the front of your mat. Nice support for your wrists. Good, full breath in. And then exhale, down dog. Take a breath. And then second side. And so inhale, right leg up, strong through your hands. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Curl, chin in, hug knee up and in. Inhale, stretch it back. And then exhale again, hug your knee in. Press your hands down into your mat. Inhale, stretch back. And then exhale again, knee in, press hands down. This time, step your foot all the way through to your hands. You can always grab your ankle, help it along. Turn your back heel down. Come all the way up, warrior two, second side. Right, get a long enough stance so you can get down into the bend of the front knee and you give yourself some space. And with your arms out wide, inhale, turn your front palm up. Exhale, reverse. So sweep your back hand behind you, front arm up and back. Okay, take a breath in. And then exhale, right, bring your front arm, cross it across your body in front, reach your top arm up and over. Let's feel a little bit more work in the side body. Inhale, sweep it all the way back and up. And then exhale, front arm in front, top arm, back arm up and over, front and back. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale, like you're coming into side angle, but don't use the front hand. Inhale, come back, warrior two. Exhale, circle your hands down to your mat. Step back, high plank. Okay, this time take a full breath in high plank. With your exhale, we're going to come down forearm plank. So bring your elbows where your hands were. Right, again, you can always bring knees down to the mat. Stack your shoulders right over your elbows. Make your forearms parallel to one another. This feels like it should be easier because we have more support, but gravity brings us closer to the ground. Low belly up and in. Outer waistline in. Take a breath in. And with your exhale, just lower your hips down to the mat. Untuck your toes, Sphinx pose. Right, press down into your forearms, traction your elbows back, open your chest, take a breath. Right, and just feel now a little space into the front body. And then we're going to do a little different variation on core work from here. Right, so take a breath in, lift through your chest. And then as you exhale, coil your chin in towards your chest, lift your belly, lift your thighs. Okay, inhale, thighs down, hips down, heart forward. Okay, exhale, press through your hands, chin towards chest, lift your hips, lift your thighs. And then inhale, thighs down, heart forward. Okay, so you can stay with that. A little bit more challenge as you lift the shins as well. See what works for you, right? Not a better variation. We all just need different things in our bodies. Now inhale here. And then exhale, curl in, lift belly, lift thighs, maybe press into the top of the feet, lift shins. Okay, exhale, inhale, lower all the way down, lift chest. And then exhale, curl it in, right? Belly, thighs, maybe knees. Okay, lower down, inhale, come forward. And then exhale, take one more. Draw your chin in, lift belly, lift thighs. Everything's working. And then hips down, heart forward, Sphinx pose. Take a breath. Good. Lower all the way down. Bring your hands by your ribs. Stretch up and back, downward facing dog. All right, from down dog, inhale, lift to your toes. Bend your knees, look between your hands, and then walk, step, or hop forward front of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Root down into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. First time standing in our practice. Exhale, bring hands together at your heart. Right, so we're going to warrior three. Great for balance, where we get that integration at center and using that support that we've already turned on. So find a focus point for your eyes. Stand into your left foot and bring your right knee up. Right here, we already start to notice the balance. So find that lift of low belly, hug of outer waist. Keep your chest lifted. Flex through your right foot, inhale. And then exhale, press your foot back. So you can keep your hands at heart, that might feel good. Or you can stretch your arms long back by your side. But with your right foot flexed, roll your inner right thigh up. Right, the hip's gonna wanna lift. That outer right hip makes it a little easier. But as you roll the hip down, it's really gonna ask that lower core to help stabilize. Right, and then think even drawing the front ribs up as you lift the low belly up and in. There's a lot of support from the front body as the back body really works and strengthens. Okay, things get a little wobbly, that's okay. And then keep your chest open too as you draw the shoulder blades back. Okay, one more breath. And then slowly with your inhale, come all the way back up, bring your knee up. And then exhale, bring both feet down to your mat. Take a breath. And then switch sides, stand into your right foot, draw your left knee up. And just take a moment here to start to find the balance, right? Where can you hug in, low belly up, outer waist in? Where can you root down a little bit more into your right foot? And then even here, think chest open so it stays open as you come back. Take a breath in. And then exhale, send your left foot back. Let your upper body come forward. Right? And I should have said this on the first side, so I always like to say, your leg doesn't have to lift all the way back. It might just hover a foot off the ground, but your upper body would be in proportion to your lower body, right? So it's like a pendulum as it comes forward. Okay, just notice where your left hip is. Does it feel like it's wanting to lilt way off to the side? And if so, let's roll your inner left thigh up, root down into your right foot, draw your front ribs in, and hug your shoulder blades back. Good. Steady gaze right out in front of your mat. Let that help with the balance as well. Good. Inhale, stand all the way up, bring your knee up. And then exhale, both feet down, hands to heart. Take a breath. And inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, fold forward. You can always bend knees as you come down into your forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Hands to mat or shins or thighs. Exhale, fold, plant hands, step back, plank. Good. Stack, shoulders over wrists. Spread wide through fingers, knees up or knees down. Right. Where is working to support your body? It's just this movement against gravity, right? Gravity is trying to take the body down. We find that lift and integration to keep it supported. Take another breath in. And then exhale, come down again, forearm plank. Shoulders right over elbows, forearms parallel, knees up or knees down. Right, really root down through your forearms. Keep your legs strong, let that take some of the support. Full breath in. And then exhale, lower your hips down. But this time come all the way down. Stretch your arms long by your sides. Take a full breath out, tone through your belly. And then inhale, lift up, head, chest, arms. Reach back with your fingers. Feel that strength and integration along your spine. Lower down, exhale. Lift up, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Keep the tops of your feet pressing down. So really just working this strength along the back. Inhale one more time, float up and hold. Right, squeeze shoulder blades back. And as you reach your fingertips back, let that take your shoulders away from your ears. And stay supported all around the torso. Take another breath in. And then exhale, lower down. Hands by your sides. Stretch back, down dog. Okay, from down dog, bring your big toes together to touch. And walk your left hand a couple of inches towards the center of your mat, and then a couple of inches forward. Right, roll onto your left hand, outer edge of your left foot, Vashisthasana, side plank. Okay, so you can keep legs stacked. You could also step the top foot in front. It's a really nice way to find a little bit more support here. Right, choose what variation is best for you. Right, and then really press down into your left hand and grip your fingertips at the mat, so much support. Right, traction your left hand forward and feel like you could squeeze your armpit, left armpit towards left hip. So we're really strengthening the side waist there. Another breath in. And then exhale, both hands down, lift hips, down dog. Take a breath between sides. Start with feet together again. Move your right hand a couple of inches towards center and a couple of inches forward so you stay open in the angle of your wrist. Right, really grip your fingertips at the mat so there's a lot of support. And then roll onto right hand, outer edge of right foot. Reach your top arm up. Again, maybe you step your top leg in front for support. And you can really use the foot to press down. You press down into your right hand. And then traction it forward like you could press it towards the front of your mat. Squeeze your right armpit towards your right hip. Good, take another full breath in. And then exhale, hands down, hips high, right? Getting all those angles. Full breath in. Child's pose, exhale. Bend your knees, big toes together, knees out wide. Let your forehead rest to your mat. And then just let the belly get soft. Take a couple full breaths. Okay, see if you can feel breath come to the belly, the side bodies, and the back body. And so we get the rest between the strength. And walk your hands back. Shift your hips to the side. Come all the way up. Have a seat. Okay, you're going to stretch your legs out in front of you. And then from here, take your right leg, step your foot outside your left thigh. And a couple options here. For a lot of us, this is plenty with the left leg straight and extended. Or you can bend the knee, tuck it back. Just see what works best for you. And then take your right hand behind you. Anchor down through your seat. Lengthen up through your spine. And then twist to your right. And so you can wrap your arm around or bring your elbow outside your thigh to see what feels best. And then just find that pulse with your breath so that you lengthen with your inhale. Twist from your ribs to draw back. Exhale. All right, so after the little bit of heat building that we did, I think I get to wring it out. And get that little bit of range of motion now through the whole torso. Take a couple more breaths. And with your inhale, come back to center. Stretch your legs out. Switch sides. So step your left foot across. And then same thing, you either keep right leg extended or tuck the right heel back. That might tilt you off a little bit to the right. So see if you can get heavier through your left sitting bone. Lengthen up, inhale. Twist to your left, so left hand behind. Right, hug your arm in or elbow to thigh. Lengthen, inhale. Twist, exhale. Take a few breaths like that. Right, notice where you feel the twist. Where's that rotation happening in your spine? No need to push it or force it. Right, so we're creating the range of motion after we create the stability. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Unwind your legs. Come all the way down onto your back. And you can take the soles of your feet together, knees out wide in butterfly. Right? You could grab a couple blocks for under your thighs if that feels like a big ask in the hips. Sometimes it does. Or take a different variation in your legs. Just a nice way to sneak in a little bit of hip opening. And bring your hands to your belly. Close your eyes. And then just feel your breath move into your belly. Right, so you might get that rise and fall of your hands. Right, in order to do that, to let the breath go there, find a little bit of softness. And then bring your hands out to your side waist. See if you can feel the breath move there. All right, so after the work and the integration, a little softness. And then see if you can feel your breath move into your back body. Right, so that might feel like that space of your lower ribs pressing down into the mat. Sometimes when we think about core and engagement, we have this tendency to really over effort during the day, right? Everything kind of zipped in and hugged in together. And while that piece of it's certainly helpful, right? We just did that work. It's also nice to have a little softness, a little place where the breath can move. When we do things like twists, we have to find that little bit of softness and release so that we get both stability and mobility through our core, through our spine. So just release that effort with the breath. Find the softness through your torso. And just take about 5 more breaths like that. Things might feel a little more awake, but soft. Right, a little shorter practice, but enough time just to get things turned on. So that as we go about the rest of the day or the rest of your evening, right, we're moving from that place that's really integrated. And that's one of the biggest benefits I find about waking up the core in our practice. Right, the function of it, not the fashion of it. Okay, and then when you're ready, bring your knees back in. You can help your hands, draw your thighs in towards your chest, and go ahead, roll to your side. Use your hands, press yourself all the way back up. Find a comfortable seat. Bring your hands together at your heart. As you lift heart to hands, bow head into heart. Thank yourself for taking the time for practice. And I thank you, as always, for sharing the time with me. Namaste.